Okay, a big welcome to everybody that has joined us tonight for the Family Vacation Tuesday night business overview call. My name is John DeHart. I'm your Executive Director, Sales, Marketing, Field Development. It's great to be with you this evening. And folks, I have some very special guests lined up on this call tonight. You are going to be happy and excited that you plugged in. If you're on this call, my guess is that you are looking at the Family Vacation Network as a business, as an opportunity, and that's what we're going to be talking about on this call tonight, folks. As we just kind of give you a little background on myself, I've been involved in this industry of network marketing, this profession, for about 30 years. And in that 30 years, folks, if you're on this call and looking for opportunity, evaluating opportunity, I've come up with a formula not unique to me, but really to the professionals that are out there. As they're looking at companies, evaluating in companies, there are really 5 key components that they look at in that evaluation process. And let me encourage you to look at those. Those are the components we're going to talk about on this call tonight. They're simple. We're going to talk about the company, this company, Family Vacation Network, backed by Westgate Resorts. We're going to talk about the product we sell and what is unique about it, not only in the network marketing space, but also in the travel space. We're going to talk about how you make money, our compensation plan, what makes it unique, timing, where we're at in the growth curve, and what that can mean to you. And then finally, we're going to talk about the systems to build your business with. And folks, as we look at FVN and really in the genesis of this company that I believe is going to grow up to absolutely become a giant, and understand that when we talk about those 5 key components, even as a startup, those components are in place. And the hard truth about our industry is when most companies get started, they hope to have 2 or 3 of those components in place, and over the next 3 to 5 years, develop the other 2 to 3. That's not the case with the Family Vacation Network. I want you to know right up front, those components are in place. We are ready to go. And I want to bring on the line tonight our 2 master brand partners, because there's nobody better at describing to you those components, what they mean to a business. They've earned millions of dollars in this industry over the course of the last 20 years, been at the top of 2 separate companies, the very largest distributors, not the number 1 sponsored distributors. They were sponsored 2 or 3 or 4 down from the top, but rose to the top money earner positions. And, you know, you can get lucky once. It's really hard to get lucky twice, folks. So we got a lot of expertise on the line tonight. David and Suzie Butler, are you there?
We are here, and talk about lucky. Let's talk about how lucky David got when he married me.
Oh, wow.
He got lucky really fast.
I don't think we have enough time on this call to cover all that, Suzie, but we'll save that for another extended call. Well, listen, guys.
I don't know where that came from.
I don't know. But when we, and I said earlier, we have a lot of fun in this business. So, but, you know, going back to a serious note, with the company Family Vacation Network, certainly you two, really in your search process, there are other good companies out there, but yet you choose to come to Family Vacation Network, backed by Westgate, and I think it would do people well to really, as we talk about these 5 key components, David and Suzie, to go through with them really the mind process, the thought process you went through in making the decision. Hopefully it'll help folks on the other end make a similar decision. So let's talk about the company. What is it that you liked about the Family Vacation Network, the company itself, the infrastructure?
Well, I think the thing that prompted my decision to go with this more than anything else was kind of going back on my career. I spent over 30 years in lotions, potions, phones, and pills, and kind of pretend, you know, I virtually become an amateur nutritionist, you know, and I spent years and years and years talking about how my product's better than yours, or mine works better than yours, or my doctor's better than yours, or you know, this ingredient's better than yours, and I've spent years and years hearing things like well, I'll try it, and if it works on me, then maybe I'll use it or something like that. So I've just spent years and years hearing those kind of things, and And when I had the chance to go up and meet Mr. Siegel and yourself and Rob and the other people involved up there with Westgate and Family Vacation Network, it immediately was a breath of fresh air to be able to talk about vacations and family and spouses and travel and fun and, you know, and think about things like boating and skiing and swimming and, you know, hiking and biking and all those things that are so fun in life, and actually come to the understanding that this could be my profession and I didn't have to do the lotions, potions, and pills anymore. And I always knew that would kind of be fun.
Oh, I just want to interject. I just remember a previous company getting ready for a presentation, and I wrote down all the vocabulary words of the products that we had to talk about, the Toxic 12 and all the different things, and I had to have cheat sheets, you know, because I had to memorize what all these products was. So now I don't have to memorize anything except, you know, do you want to go on a trip? Do you like to travel with your family? Where do you want to go?
What country do you like better?
What country do you like best?
Things like that.
Easier to talk about.
Easier, yeah, and it's such a breath of fresh air. I've always wanted to do this before, but I've always never felt strong enough, John, about the company that's behind us. I don't want to mention names of current or former companies, but it's you know, it's fun to have. It's nice to have a solid company with a product behind you. Westgate's a product. These rooms and that we stay in, those are products. Marriott's a product. Ships and cruises are a product. I've you know, most of the other companies were things like clubs or membership clubs or, you know, deals like that, or you spent a few $100s and you got this travel card and you ran around more or less pretending that you're a travel agent. And I was always nervous, those things. They were kind of dangerous to me, and sure enough, a lot of them went out of business. And when I saw Westgate come in and spearhead this huge movement into travel and vacation, I didn't have that fear anymore. So those are the reasons I'm in it. I can now do what I've always wanted to do without having to look over my shoulder is the basic reason.
So I guess reading into that a little bit, David, you know, you move this direction from a company standpoint because of the stability of the backing of Westgate, a $4 billion company, $4 billion in assets, 28 resorts, 30 years in business. That played heavily in your guys' decision?
Huge.
Oh, it was huge.
Absolutely huge.
Yeah, I went up there first, then Suzie joined me, and we met many hours with Mr. Siegel, David Siegel, with Mark and Judy, the powers that be over at Westgate, and then Rob and yourself, the powers that be in Family Vacation Network. It was, when I saw the commitment of Westgate to this, and what they were doing to move themselves beyond Westgate into international areas, and I knew even before we started. Of course, we knew even before we started bringing some of this international stuff on that we're going to be introducing in the next few days. We knew that was coming, and when I saw that commitment to become a worldwide, for Westgate to spearhead, and David committed to spearhead this worldwide movement into travel and vacation and set up a second entity, that was a big thing for me. And he made a statement to me up there. He said, David, he said, I wouldn't be surprised in the next decade or so, Family Vacation Network could be bigger than Westgate. And because one's limited to their individual locations and the other's limited to the world. And he made that statement to me, and I could see that he liked that. That was a challenge to him, and he liked that idea of this becoming bigger than Westgate. Seeing as Westgate's, has, billions and billions in property and does hundreds and hundreds of millions a year with millions of people going through their properties, for him to sit there and say he expects this to be bigger than, he wouldn't be surprised that this gets bigger than Westgate. That's a huge selling point to me.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. And so let's bounce to the product real quick. You guys have really had an opportunity to experience the product more so than other folks. I know you've traveled to several properties, and you referenced, what really makes us unique out here is that we're not selling pills, potions, and lotions. We're similar in network marketing in the fact that we do have an auto ship product, but it's not vitamins and skincare, and it's not that there's anything wrong with those companies. That's just not us. What people are auto shipping every month is one night value season. Those nights add up, and they're basically prepaying a vacation. You guys have been to the resorts. Give people kind of your view, your take on what Park City and the lakes down here in Orlando and Town Center and the Mesa property in Vegas. What are these properties like?
Well, they're dream properties. They're all encompassing. You come up to Park City and it's the number one, vacation resort in the U.S. in
the world. In the world. Prestige magazine rated number one in the world, yeah.
And so we've always known that Westgate was a place to go, and now it's our company, and that's a double whammy. But I just wanted to say a piece about that auto ship. Vacation is our auto ship, but, it's my personal feeling that, I want to pay more on that auto ship. I'd rather double or triple that auto ship because I want to really do some traveling. And
yeah, Susie's got 5 kids and I got 6 kids, so we've got 11 kids altogether. So Susie's looking at me and she says, "Hey, David, let's make the company do the auto ship at $500 a month." But think of that. We want to increase our auto ship. This is so much fun. The other day, Suzie and I were sitting at one of the resorts, and we were sitting in the jacuzzi, and we were sitting there with a drink beside us, and we're looking at each other, and I'm thinking, how cool is this? This is my bottle of vitamins. I'm sitting in my bottle of vitamins, and we started laughing about that. How much neater it was to which would people rather have, the deluxe situation we were in that jacuzzi in that wonderful room in that wonderful resort, or have a bottle of vitamins? Which if you offered one of those two things to them, which one would they rather take? Well, most people would take that jacuzzi and that room and that experience month after month or whatever, when with themselves or with their family, if they had the choice. And that's, of course, why we're growing the way we are now.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about that in the auto ships, because we just released a concept a little over 3 weeks ago, and I'll tell you guys, it is really starting to catch. I mean, it is the talking point for people when they're out there. It is a lifetime of free vacations. And the fact that if you get just 3 people, 3, yours is free. Get 3, yours is free. We've seen that out there in the industry with, weight loss and with juices and different things. How much of a game changer is that for us at Family Vacation Network and for the travel space in general? When people really catch on to, if I recommend this to 3 of my friends, or I get 3 brand partners that sign up and they get on AutoShip, my AutoShip's free, how big is that going to be for us?
Well, it's going to be huge. David would get on the stage and he talks about how this business is perfect for people who like to lounge in their pajamas and their bedroom slippers, and that is so true, because just the other day after you announced the get 3 and yours is free, David woke up one morning at the crack of noon. Actually, it was about 10. He is getting up earlier than he used to. And he started taking calls and doing 3-ways. And it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and he's still in his pajamas because he was on the phone freaking all day, because people...
They won't let me off the phone.
No, they won't let him off the phone. They're just so excited about the get 3 and yours is free. And personally... I've tried to get my kids involved in our business, and they've never been interested. But, oh my gosh, I'm doing a meeting this weekend for my daughter, who's a hair designer, and, she knows her life cycle there is short, And so I've got my kids who's always turned their nose up at this kind of stuff. They're begging me to come to meetings for them and their friends. So that's a true testament, as far as I'm concerned.
And the get yours free is causing me a little bit of a problem, to tell you the truth, John. Because I get on the phone and I give the spiel about get 3 years is free, and the people say, no way. And I say, no, really, you get 3, and you don't have to put any more money, and yours is free the rest of your life as long as you maintain those 3. And they go, no way. And you still accumulate rooms, you still get free rooms, and you accumulate rooms? Yes, they still give you the accumulation. No way, you don't understand it. And I said, no, I'm the master distributor. I understand it. And they go, no, you got something wrong. That couldn't. I mean, it's amazing how they can hardly believe that they can just have 3 people, and I have to, and they get their vacation time, the rest of their life for free if they just maintain those 3. And how could you possibly turn something like that down? And that just brings everybody to the table. I want to say something about that too. This is so good for low-income people that usually couldn't afford a darn vacation, couldn't afford to travel, couldn't afford to take their family places and stay places. Now all of a sudden, if they'll just do a minimal amount of work and get their 3, they accumulate this vacation time, and for the first time in their life, they can afford to do some, every 2 or 3 or 4 months, they can afford to do something really cool with their spouse or with their children or extended family or something like that they couldn't otherwise do. This is so wonderful for so many people that have dreams of doing some of the things we talked about, but have spent 10 years or 5 years not being able to do it because they couldn't afford it. We just provided an affordable path to even low-income families now.
Yeah, I agree with that, David. So let's stay with the 3 years is free theme, but let's move it into kind of a different arena, and that's in the compensation plan. I know you've got some strong opinions about our comp plan, and that you really think we've done a great job of walking that tightrope of big upfront commissions but good residual income. One of the issues that's always plagued the network marketing industry is the revolving door, lack of retention. So let's stay with the 3 years is free, and let's talk about our comp plan. What's it going to do for our retention, i.e., what's it going to do for the incomes?
Well, I think the retention is going to be terrific here because it is, even for a not so efficient network marketer, not so strong a network marketer, they can still go out with this kind of a program offering huge discounts and get their 3, and that makes theirs free. With that, and even if theirs isn't free, if they're just working the program and mounting up additional points, additional dollars toward vacations, this is hard to turn away from. It's very hard to say, I don't want to accumulate that time anymore. I mean,
they won't walk away from
They won't walk. It's going to be very hard to walk away from this because there's so much value built into that 79 or 149. And for the first time in their darn life, they are able to do something they've only dreamed about years, for most of them anyway, for many years, and they're able to do it often. I think as that 79 mounts up or that 149 mounts up, over 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, they're not going to want to walk away from that. They're going to say they're just going to remain active just for the sheer purpose of being able to take advantage of that for themselves and their family.
Well,
I think it's easy.
Got something to look forward to.
Yeah.
It's not juice or something else accumulating in your garage. It's
exactly.
vacations.
Yeah, I think it's easy to walk away from a bottle of vitamins or something like that. We see that, in a year's time, 95% of most companies they lose 95% of their people, and from 1 year to another, and I just think this is going to have its This is going to have its dropouts, of course, just like anything else, but I think I bet the retention factor is triple what it is the average company in the industry. There's no way it's not, because on top of the great value, they're getting the unilevel bonuses on the back. They got the Get 3 Years is Free program, and they got massive discounts on that 79 because with the I don't want to break too much news here, but and you might want to say something about this because there'll be announcements in a few days. But that 79 converts into and that 149 converts into a very, very, very good discount over and above the 79. So I better not say too much on that. But we want to leave. But John, you want to leave that one alone, David. Okay. But
hey, so as somebody that's earned, really millions of dollars in this industry, tell us where our comp plan ranks. I mean, people want to know, can I make money in this? Can I make money quickly? And not only that, can I make money long term? Can I make that mailbox walk away money?
Well, okay, first my perspective on that, John. We've been busy working, ever since we got married. It's been almost 6 years, 7 years. I don't know what it is. Anyway, it's been a long time. But, and we have our loyal people, distributors that have, followed us. And what I'm seeing now is I'm seeing leaders that I've never met before, or leaders that I've heard David talk about that we couldn't get them into some of the other companies. But I'm seeing huge leadership come across from other companies now that are joining our teams, and that to me is a huge what's the word I'm thinking of?
Thing.
That's a huge thing, and
because these last 10 days, that's mounted up. The kind of leadership that's come on board in just the last 10 days is some of the most staggering movement of leaders I've ever seen since I've been in network marketing.
But not just the big leaders. I mean, I'm seeing just normal Joes. Like, we sponsored an incredible young man who is in the security system business, is really personable. He knows how to do hard work. And so we're bringing hard-working young people into the business, besides the huge leadership that we're seeing.
And to get directly to your question, John, one of the things I like best about this pay plan is it's a double-ended plan. It's got the huge coded bonuses on the front with a huge unilevel on the back. You don't get that in other companies. You get in the utility companies or the telephone companies or the travel companies or other things like that, you get coded bonuses on the front, but because you usually make pennies on people's utility bills or people's telephone bills, or very little money on, almost no money on people's travel bills or airplane bills or something like that, because of that, they set up front end type packages and pay coded bonuses, and those are wonderful, but then there's no back end. And the same on the telephone things. You're making pennies on pennies, and there's really no back end to a telephone type deal, so the only thing you have is the coded bonuses. On a product company like an Amway or a Zango or a Melaleuca or New Skin, whatever it happens to be, you don't have the front end. There's no really way you can set up a package or a coded bonus there. They have some minor fast starts or something, and so they have on the back end, they have their back end pay plan with their binaries or unilevels or matrices or something like that. What I like about this is the nature of the beast that we have with FVN. We have both. I've never seen a company with so good a front end and so good a back end combined. On the very same person, if I sponsor someone, on the very same person, I'm making huge front money and huge back end money on that very same person, because what they're doing is they're bringing people in. I'm coded to them to infinity on their people, so I'm making these huge 20 to 70% coded bonuses on the amount of vacation volume. That's huge. That gets into big money and fast money quickly. So I got that. But on that very same person, they're on their auto ship of 79 or 149 or whatever, or 500 if we have our way. But I get that a unilevel on the back end as if I was in a Zango or a Melaleuca or Nu Skin or something like that. So on the very same person, I'm getting double paid, front end, back end. It doesn't get better than this. I really honestly feel that in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months, we're going to become really, really well known as a company that's knocking out these $25,000, $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 a month checks all over, and I think we're going to start becoming very well known for that in a few more months.
Yeah, I would agree, David, and you know, you talk about the growth curve. You know, I'm going to bounce over this pretty quick. Just for the folks that are on the line, I want you to know you're at the right place at the right time. You know, today we're just getting started. We're going to go global. We're going to be huge. And in that transition from small to big is where wealth is created. And that's where the folks on this call find themselves. And not only that, David, they find themselves there really with all systems go. Our systems are in place. That simple system of duplication. You guys talk a little bit about that. When you've been really, really lighting it up, recruiting, bringing in leaders, what are you doing to duplicate this business system-wise that's making the difference?
We do nothing fancy. The only fancy thing we do is talk to lots of people. We do nothing fancy whatsoever. I make calls to people. I have little discussions with them, asking them if they'd like to hear about this huge, wonderful travel and vacation business that Westgate is spearheading, that Westgate's on their way to setting up one of the biggest travel and vacation companies the world's ever seen. And we're in on the ground floor of that. It's something spectacular, and it's going to get, you know, it's going international right now. They have a chance to get in the first few weeks. And is it all right if I send you to a website and have you look at a video by Miss World and then a little bit on a pay plan there? Is it all right if I connect you with the website? They say yes to me, and I give them fvnmovie.com. And they write it down, and then I kind of more or less pitch it again. I say, now what you're going to see is there's going to be 3 things there. One of them is you're going to see this Miss World video. It's only about 6 minutes long, and it tells kind of an overall picture of the pay plan. Of the company. And then there's going to be some bullet points. Read through those bullet points. And then you're going to run into 2 more videos, only about 4.5 minutes each, and one talks about the overall pay plan we have and the kind of money you make on both the front end and the back end. It's absolutely fabulous, the kind of money that's here, not only long term, but the kind of money that's here next week for you and this month for you because of this huge coded bonus differential we have on the front end. Pay a little bit of attention to that. I know it's going to bring up some questions in your mind. Write them down. I'll call you in 24, 48 hours. Tell me which is best. And then let's go over your questions and take it from there. That's my pitch. That's as simple as it gets, and it's nothing fancy. What's important is how many times I do that a day. I do that a lot of times each day. I do it with friends. I do it with family. I do it with total strangers that I just meet at different places. I tell them to give me their card. There's something, I'm impressed with them, and there's something I want to talk to them about a little bit later in the day. I have an easy time asking for people's, phone numbers, email things. That's not a problem. And so it's the amount of people I run into that I do that with. But that's my little pitch, and it results in good numbers because I do it multiple times a day. So it's nothing fancy, because basically what I just said is what I do, and then they get back and start asking me questions. The people on the phone, at that point in time, they should probably get an upline on the phone, somebody that's good at talking to people, somebody that's a little bit more experienced, and start using 3-way calls. If I was new in the business, I'd get somebody, your sponsor or some other person in the upline on the phone to help you close the person at that point in time if you're relatively new and and not quite ready to go into a closing thing and answer all their questions. So that's it, and it works. That's my what's the word?
Method of
MOI, method of operation, MOA or something, But anyway, that's
daily method of operation and minimum daily contacts. So, you guys, it really is, we've got a saying, it's not what works, it's what duplicates, and what duplicates is simple, and that just boils it down. So I want to thank you guys. I've got another saying, too, speed of the leader, speed of the pack. FVN is growing the way that it's growing because of you two. I want to thank you for all your hard work and everything you guys do. It is going to be an absolutely incredible ride. So thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for all you do, John. Appreciate it. Bye-bye, everybody.
Oh. Okay, and with that, folks, we're going to wrap this call. Be with us on this Thursday night, 9:30. We've got a business overview webinar. For those of you that are visual, it's a great opportunity to see the business presented in visual form. Join us this Saturday. We're going to be covering in depth that Get 3 Yours is Free program and our training. You can register for both of those at FVN, Family Vacation Network, FVNwebinar.com, www.fvnwebinar.com. I will see you there. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm John DeHart, your Director of Sales. Over and out. Thank you, David and Suzie Butler. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Bye for now.